All right, today we're diving into a theory that is so massive, so mind-bending, it could literally shatter the entire world of One Piece as you know it. The idea is that the world we've all been following is nothing but a giant prison, and the entire story is taking place on its roof. So let's just jump right into the heart of it. What if the very ground under everyone's feet, the red line, isn't some natural continent? What if it's a wall? The wall of a prison so big it covers the entire planet. And what if the Grand Line, the Four Blues, all of it is just happening on the roof of the real world? Okay, so for this to even make sense, we gotta start by tearing apart the very map of the One Piece world. This theory kicks off by challenging the one thing we've always just accepted as fact, the geography itself. So, on the left, that's the world we've seen for hundreds of episodes, right? The North, South, East, and West Blue all cut off from each other by that giant, impassable red line. But this theory says the original world on the right was totally different. It was one single, massive ocean, a place where every race could meet, trade, and live together freely. Yeah, that's right, the legendary All Blue, the very sea Sanji's been dreaming of his whole life. And this is the absolute core of the theory, you guys. The red line wasn't formed by nature. It was built. It's a man-made artificial wall created with some kind of insane power for one single horrifying reason: to bury that original world, to literally sink it and hide it from history forever. Okay, so if we've got a prison, you gotta have a warden, right? And to find this warden, we have to rewind the clock 800 years, back to that great crime committed during the Void Century and the shadowy figure who pulled all the strings. Just picture Emu, the silent king of the world, having this thought. This quote really gets to the heart of their motive. They didn't just beat Joy Boy in the ancient kingdom. No, they took their dream of a unified world and physically buried it. They turned a global paradise into an inescapable prison. But why? Why do something so drastic? Well, it's simple. The ancient kingdom's whole idea of unity, of freedom, was a direct threat to the celestial dragon's ideology of control and separation. To make sure they won, the 20 kingdoms used the ancient weapons to literally raise the earth and sea levels, creating the Red Line. And Reverse Mountain? That wasn't some cool natural phenomenon. It was the final move. It was the lid they built and slammed shut to lock the old world away for good. And this is just the ultimate flex. Right? The peak of arrogance. That giant straw hat we saw frozen in the depths of Mary Joa's, it isn't just some random giant hat. It's Emu's personal trophy. It's a constant private reminder that they didn't just beat Joy Boy, they crushed his dream and imprisoned his entire world under their feet. Now, every prison has its guards, but this world prison, it has the most tragic guard you could ever imagine. In this theory, the giant elephant Zunaisha isn't just some ancient creature wandering around. Oh no, it's the living key to the whole thing, serving out a 1,000-year sentence. I mean, just try to wrap your head around that. 1,000 years. For a full millennium, Zunaisha has been walking and walking and walking. But it's not a random journey. It's a punishment, a sentence for a crime it committed a lifetime ago. And this is where it just gets absolutely heartbreaking. Zunaisha isn't wandering aimlessly through the New World. No way. It's walking a very precise, very specific circular path. A path that perfectly traces the outline of the buried All Blue thousands of meters below the surface. Its eternal punishment is to patrol the roof of the paradise it was once a part of. See, the idea is that Zunaisha wasn't always a prisoner. It was a powerful ally of Joy Boy, maybe even a living warship in his great fleet. But when their side lost the war, Zunaisha was cursed with immortality and given a new order: to walk, to guard the very prison it fought so hard to prevent. It became a living monument to Joy Boy's defeat. So, okay, we've got this unbreakable prison. We've got an immortal guardian. How in the world do you break it open? Well, this theory has an answer for that too, and it lays out a truly spectacular, world-shattering plan for the final act of the story. All right, buckle up, because this is how it all goes down. It's wild. Step 1. Robin finally puts it all together from the Poneglyphs. Laugh Tale isn't an island you find. It's at the very bottom of the world, right beneath Reverse Mountain. Step 2. Zunaisha hears the call and arrives, stopping its 1,000-year march right above that spot. Step 3. The ancient weapon Pluton fires one single, precise blast, cracking the foundation of the mountain. Step 4. Zunaisha, the living key, plunges its massive trunk down, creating a controlled whirlpool that drills straight through the bedrock. Step 5. The Straw Hats ride that vortex all the way down, 10,000 meters below the sea, into the true hidden world. And finally, Step 6. Emu is forced to descend from their holy throne for one last fight at the bottom of the world. And all of that, it all leads to the final payoff. We're not just talking about the end of Luffy's journey here. We're talking about the resolution of an 800-year-old promise that's just been waiting for the right person to come along and fulfill it. So picture this, the final battle isn't happening on some random island or even on top of the red line. No, it's at the very bottom of the world. It's happening in the all blue, the Sea of Dreams, right in front of the One Piece itself. And the theory suggests the treasure is this giant stockpile of sake that Joy Boy left behind, waiting for the massive party that would celebrate the world being one again. It reframes everything about Zunisha, doesn't it? That 1,000-year punishment, it wasn't just a curse. It was a purpose. Zunisha had to carry the weight of the old, broken world on its back for centuries, just so it could be in the right place at the right time to lower the new world into existence. And that's the final piece of the puzzle. When Luffy, the new Joy Boy, finally fulfills that ancient promise and shares that sake with everyone, fishmen, giants, minks, humans, all races united at last, Zunisha's long duty will finally be over. The promise it made to its old friend will be kept, and after a millennium of walking, it will finally be allowed to rest. You see how it all comes full circle? It brings us to the final, biggest question of all. Is this the dawn that Luffy was always meant to bring? Not just a new era of freedom, but the literal dawn of a new day by shattering a prison to reveal the true world that's been hidden in darkness for 800 years.